Thankfully, I did receive some positive messages over the course of that time. In the 8th grade, I met a teacher who planted the seeds of positivity and encouragement in my life. She invested into my future by spending time with me and encouraging me to see my potential even outside of the classroom. She invited me into her home as a foster child and enjoyed spending time with me, welcoming me into a family. I was finally worth it to somebody. She recognized something in me that I'm not sure I had recognized in myself just yet, and she told me to go for it. High school was a huge turning point in my life. After attending 3 different middle schools and moving several times already, I desperately wanted some stability in my world. I applied for and was accepted to a competitive magnet school in my area. I did that. I made that decision. I made that happen. No one did that for me, and no one told me that was my only option. I made that decision. My acceptance into that school was something that once would have felt completely impossible, but now it was my reality. Finally, I could see a chance to separate myself from the box in my head. The influence from my teachers in high school was truly immeasurable. When I was at school, I was successful. I was smart, and I was capable. I was accomplishing things, and I began to see the possibility that I'd been introduced to the year before. I began to recognize that the box in my head was full of messages that everyone else believed, but I did not have to accept. That box did not determine who I would become. I was not in the box. The messages in my head were in the box. At school, no one was telling me I'd end up like my family. They didn't know my story unless I told them. I controlled who knew what and when. No one questioned whether I could accomplish my goals. They simply encouraged me to chase my dreams and led me to believe that it was actually possible. I began to hear, "You're better than the box." For the first time, I started to take the negative messages out of my box and replace them with positive statements.